Hello everyone. So I am getting super excited about spring planting and planning because I feel like the biggest thing that I learned from my first year really gardening and raising chickens and all of that is that I could plan a little bit better and that would really serve me in the long run. So we're in February now. I live in zone 8A, so there are some things that we can start planting, start messing around with. So I'm gonna go through our plans for the garden so far, what we're thinking as far as kind of the schedule. So we have two kind of full-sized raised beds that are like, what is it, 8x6 or something like that. And 8x4, there we go. 8 feet by 4 feet. So I've been doing some planning as far as what we want to plant there, and then we also are going to have a couple smaller raised beds that are just, I think, 4x4 that we have, and we now have a trellis that one of my wonderful roommates and friends built for me for my birthday, and so we're going to use that trellis archway and do some planting there with those new raised beds. So I'm really excited. So I'm just going to kind of take us through what I'm thinking, what I'm planning, and then do a little bit of a seed haul. And I think we're going to get some seeds started inside soon. So yeah, just going to kind of take y'all through the plans currently, where they stand. So there are a few different things I'm thinking about as far as what I want to plant in the raised beds, as far as vegetables, flowers, all the things. So all of the vegetables that I'm planning on planting this year are peas, beets, bell peppers, cucumbers, jalapenos. I have lavender listed here. Obviously that's not a vegetable. Potatoes, sweet potatoes, and I'm planning on growing both of those in grow bags. And we can actually start those pretty soon in our grow zone. So hopefully we can film the process of filling those grow bags and kind of watching them go, because I really want to grow potatoes. And then tomatoes and zucchini. And then kind of in the middle, I don't know if it counts as a vegetable or what, but we're going to do loofahs. And I want to do loofahs over the archway. And then we can have sponges for our dishes and all the things, and then we can compost them at the end. So then we're just reducing all of our waste from dishes by so much in my ideal version. So I'm super excited about the loofahs. And then for flowers, I'm thinking marigolds again, as sort of a companion plant, some calendula, zinnia, maybe some daisies, some chrysanthemums, some sunflowers, and I've added a few things to this list as we were looking at seeds and stuff like that. But that's what I'm thinking. And I tried to write like a little schedule for myself with all the dates for everything using the Farmer's Almanac. So that's been great. And then I started trying to kind of map out using graph paper kind of where I want to put everything. So you can see kind of in this first bed, I'm thinking some peas, which we can plant straight from seed or sow straight from seed soon in our zone, or like I think now actually. So we're gonna plant a couple peas, some jalapenos. We love jalapenos. I could eat pickled jalapenos all day long, so definitely a couple plants of those. And then that whole other side of the raised bed, I'm thinking tomatoes, a couple different varieties that I'll show in a second. And then maybe some lettuce in the middle, question mark? We'll see. And then some basil around the tomatoes. And in all of these, I'll definitely be planting some herbs kind of around and other companion plants, but this is just what I have as far as a plan right now. So then for the second raised bed, I'm thinking 3 zucchini, and then some beets over in this corner, and then some bell peppers down here, and then some cucumbers. And then around the cucumbers, I'm thinking sunflowers, because I've seen that it can kind of make for a natural support for the cucumbers. So I'm really interested to try that and see, and I love sunflowers. So planting some of those, some dill, some oregano, and then also I'm thinking some zinnias kind of around the border, but we'll see. So that's what I'm thinking as far as the actual plans that I've kind of laid out. We'll see how it ends up working once I start actually planting everything, but for now, that is my plan. So now I went a little seed crazy yesterday, but I'm going to talk you through the seeds that I bought and how I'm planning on using those. So these are going to be basically in no particular order because they're kind of just all scattered in here. So my peas, I got Early Perfection, which I'm excited about. They're supposed to harvest in 66 days. And so we're going to sow these directly, probably pretty soon. And then for cucumbers this year, I got Spring Burpless. Last year we did Bush Champion and they were a little bit like shorter, but very girthy. And so I'm excited to try this cucumber variety. And then here are, oh, they're gourd. Okay. My loofahs. I'm so excited about these. Like I said, I think we're going to plant those in the newer raised beds, probably with some flowers around them. I'm so excited. I want to grow loofahs. Okay, so then I got a few different varieties of sunflower. So I got these teddy bear ones because I think they look so cool. So I got those. I got Stella, which seems like just very classic. They don't get as tall as like the mammoth ones, but I don't necessarily need them to be like 10 feet tall. And then I got these Mexican sunflowers just because I think they look cool and different. And then Italian white. So we're gonna try and grow a few different varieties and see if we have any favorites. So I'm excited about all of those. And then for our bell pepper / sweet pepper, this is the Carnival blend. I just love all the different colors that come in here. And I'm so excited. It says it's 20% Orange Sun, 20% California Wonder, 20% Golden California Wonder, 20% Purple Beauty, and 20% Diamond, which I assume are these white ones. So I'm excited. Okay, and a few other flowers that I got that I will probably do more in like a box kind of thing or a container of some sort up on the porch, but I got some petunias. I always love petunias. This is the Royalty mixed colors. And then another vegetable. This is the zucchini variety that I went with, just classic dark green zucchini. And then we got several packs of marigolds because we loved those last year. The bees absolutely loved them. They also, I think, helped keep some predators away from the plants. So we got some champion marigolds and Cracker Jack mixed colors. So I'm excited about that. And then we got a few packs of some wildflower mix. I planted a bunch of wildflower mix last year and it didn't do the best, but I'm hopeful that this year some stuff will come up from last year. It'll reseed hopefully, and we can just keep planting some more wildflowers. And then the last of the flowers are some zinnias, because I love zinnias. We got Early Bird and State Fair Giant mixed colors. So I'm really excited. Last year we had some zinnias that we got, it was like in the discount section of Lowe's, I think. But it was a different kind of zinnia, and I really want some with this full kind of look to them. So I'm really excited. And then our peppers, we got jalapenos, classic. And then for our 3 tomato varieties, we got Bodacious Hybrid, which we thought was kind of a fun name. And then Giant Pink Belgium, So we wanted a couple heirloom varieties. And I wanted a cherry tomato option, so we got the honeycomb hybrid. Because I just love the look of these. I love growing stuff that is in like fun colors. So those are all the seeds that I bought. I am hoping that today, or at least soon, we can start some of these seedlings. And then we also need to work on our soil a little bit. I think some of the stuff in the second raised bed, the soil that we got from a local place, just like was not the most nutritious. Plants did not love it quite as much. So I'm hopeful that we can mix some of the compost in that we've been working on, and get that into the raised beds and kind of liven that soil up. Maybe get a little bit of some like mushroom compost that they sell at a local place near us. So we'll see, but I'm hopeful. I think we could just work on our soil a little bit, do some more enrichment, stuff like that, so that the plants will love it a little bit more. But those are all the seeds that I bought and what our kind of plans are for the coming weeks. I'm really excited for this year's garden season. I'm like really hopeful that we're gonna have a lot more produce this year than we did last year. And even last year was totally great. And I just have to keep reminding myself that it's our first time doing this. Sorry, Slinky just like completely fell with the wind. So I'm gonna go check on him. All right, so now we are going to start sowing some of our seeds inside. Last year we tried to do this, and unfortunately one of my cats loves to grab any sort of green thing and just rip it out. Doesn't want to eat it, just really wants to rip it out and destroy things. So we got this time this little seedling kit or seed starting kit that has a plastic lid. I have all the seeds in there right now. So that way it can still get light, but animals cannot get to it. So hopefully that works. I'm trying the Jiffy seed starting greenhouse kit. So first, the pellets with all the dirt in them are in this kind of watertight tray, and then I'm gonna pour water over them, and the pellets are going to expand and grow. So I have some warm water in my watering can, and we'll see if I can get it set up so that you can watch the pellets grow with me, because I'm kind of excited to see it. Apologies for the sounds that's making. Oh my. Okay. We've got water. And I think we're supposed to watch them kind of grow and expand. Oh yes, so you can see this one getting a little bit taller. And then we'll drain off the excess water once they have gotten to the height that we want. Oh yeah, I can see some of those growing very slowly but surely. I feel like you can't even really tell, but you can see them kind of starting to absorb the water and grow. So we just got all of these little pellets to raise up. So now they're all lifted. And so now we peel back. There's sort of a netting around each of the little pellets. So it says to peel it up and fluff up the peat that's inside that little spot. So that's what we're gonna do for all of them. Just peel that back. There we go. So we're just gonna peel and kind of fluff it up a little bit. I decided to do this inside because it's kind of cold today, and I am determined not to make a mess. So let's see if I am successful. These have expanded very well. There are 25 spots in here. We'll get these planted and in a good spot and call it a day. I'm so excited to see when they all pop up. Because last year, like I said, we were not very successful with trying to start things inside. We ended up having to go get some seedlings from some stores nearby, and I was disappointed because I really wanted to do it ourselves. So, and I almost never want to wear gloves. Like, maybe I should more or something, but I just never do. So I'm just ripping back the netting, fluffing it up a little bit, and getting it ready for seeds. Okay. All right, this has been a really good little kit so far. Okay, and I have my notebook so I can just kind of check and see what we need. So let's do start with, let's try and go in like an alphabetical order. And the kit comes with a little like tracker so you can visualize what's what, which is nice. So I'm gonna use that. So let's start with our bell peppers. So I think I'm planning on having 2 plants for bell peppers. So let's start. Let's see. Let me count how many things are actually going here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so if we have 4 different things and a few different varieties, they each can take up like 6-ish spots. I think I have 3 tomato varieties. And then I'm just gonna kind of lay it all out for myself here. Got 3 tomatoes, 2 peppers, cucumbers we're gonna start outside, peas outside, some loofahs, oh, and then zucchini. Where am I? There we go. And some zucchini. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So let's do some of our peppers. We're gonna place 2 to 3 seeds in each spot. So we're gonna put 3 in there and 3 in there. And if for some reason some of these don't take, which could totally happen, that's fine. So we have Belle and Belle in there. So I'm starting to fill out my little card. Okay. And then let's do the jalapenos next. And let's do 2 of those right there. And then if we have space left over at the end, we can add more and just mark it on my little chart. Now maybe next year we can try and do some seed saving ourselves and save seeds from these and then grow from there. That would be pretty cool. Okay, and jalapeno too. Okay, next let's do loofah. Is that the right number of jalapenos? I think I had 2. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we're gonna do loofah. And these, I think I want like, oh, these seeds are huge. Like, look at those are huge. Okay, so let's do a loofah right there, a loofah right there, another loofah right there. I think I want to try and have like 4 plants going potentially. So, okay, so loofah, loofah. This pen is terrible, but I'm not giving up on her yet. Okay, so we've got these filled. Okay, now let's start on our tomatoes. Let's start with the Bodacious hybrid. The differences in the seeds are so crazy. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna put the rest of those back if I don't spill them. Goodness gracious. Okay, so that was the Bodacious hybrid. That was, oh. Bodacious. Okay, now let's do the giant pink Belgium. Giant pink Belgium next. Go right there and right there. And okay, now let's do our honeycomb hybrid. Tiny little seeds. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Honeycomb hybrids. Okay. Now our zucchini. And I want to say I was planning on 3 zucchini plants. Yeah. Dropped a tomato seed in with the loofahs. That's not what we need. Zucchini, squash type seeds look very familiar. Go. And a couple more of those up here. A couple more right here. Okay. We got zucchini, zucchini, and zucchini. We have 8 spaces left. So I was just double checking, and I think most of our flowers we're going to direct sow. Oh, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna start some lettuce because I have some seeds from last year. So let me start some of that. Okay, so I was planning on doing some of this. And then let's use these last 5 for some extras of the other things. So let's do another jalapeno. One, 2, 3. So we got an extra jalapeno in case one of our first ones doesn't take. Let's do an extra bell pepper as well. 1, 2, 3. Get those down there. Okay. So we got another bell. This pen is truly not good. I did not pick well, but that's okay. I'll be able to read it. Okay, so we got jalapeno and bell. Let's do, we've got 3 left. Why don't we do an extra of each of the tomato? So let's do the Bodacious Hybrid. Right there. And then Giant Pink Belgium. 1, 2, 3. Oop. Okay. That's the GPB. And then a Honeycomb Hybrid. I just love a tomato that is a different color. Last year we had those little blue ones. Did I actually use all of these seeds? Okay, I did. There's like 2 left, so I'm just gonna put an extra one in there for good measure. Okay. Love when I actually finish a packet because I have so many. Okay. And Honeycomb Hybrid Tomato. Okay, so we have all of our seeds started. I'm gonna put a lid on this and put it in a place that does not get direct sunlight, but is still getting a little bit, but is kind of in a warm place. Let me move y'all back up. So we've got all of our seeds started. I'm gonna put those up. I will give you all updates. Hopefully we get some good luck. I'm excited about our planning. Next step is really I wanna get the soil ready for these and for our seeds because I'd like to get those peas in the ground and yeah, get some stuff started. But I'm super excited about this gardening season. Thanks for coming along for my seed starting process this year.